The
All right, go for it, bro.
webcam right there. All right. Hold on. Got to get a good angle. That's perfect. Perfect right here. All right. Welcome back to Talking Noise. This is episode 7 because we lost episode 6 the last time because much like the original first episode, that got lost and it didn't record anything I said or my sister. So, yeah, no. Karma's something. I'll tell you what. But we got my friend Physics on here. His camera
What's going on?
his camera keeps disconnecting, but say hi.
Hello. I don't know why it keeps disconnecting. That's funny.
Yeah. I got mine going, but you're only going to see a box because I had to use my webcam off my computer. But that's how it goes. And then we have Kojak. He's probably heading home as we speak, literally. So,
Yeah, I'm driving.
yeah, I had a feeling.
See, I might fuck around and lose me. My bad. I apologize. And I hope ain't no kids in here because you'll be destroyed tonight.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Shoot, she's at work anyways, so. But yeah. To give a quick summary of what happened last episode and what content we lost. So Chris here found out that I'm Hispanic, was born in Wyoming but not raised there, and that me and my older sister have been through hell growing up. So boom, there was that because we talked a lot about my dad, and then yeah, we talked about Chris's career, and Sid and them was talking about selling land and making smart decisions. So yeah.
That's interesting.
It has some gems, man. It has some gems.
Yeah, it did. And it had good content, but it's sad though, because I still have the episode. So if we get enough people to like this, I'll probably release it like on a separate platform just because it's like you'll see my green face like light up without I'm talking, but you can't hear me. So it's like you're getting reactions from a ghost basically because you don't hear anything, but then you can only hear Kojak and Sid. So it's pretty freaking funny. But yeah.
Sounds.
So welcome to
That
episode
would be
7.
insane. We can see what sounds crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So this is episode 7, people. Welcome. So Physics, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. What's going on, y'all? My name is Physics, aka Ollie. I have a YouTube channel currently at 467 subscribers on the road to
Nice.
500. I also stream on Twitch as often as I possibly can. Graduating high school soon, getting ready to go to college soon. So a lot to look forward to in my life coming up in the next few weeks.
Where you going to school?
Fayetteville State.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty fun.
Me and him used to be in the same state. Fun fact for the people at home because, yeah, North Carolina. But
Exactly.
that's as far as that goes. In other news, though, in 2 weeks I'll go back to North Carolina, get to see my brothers, get to see my girlfriend. Life's going to be great.
Fact. Should be awesome.
No.
Damn it. I should have turned on Do Not Disturb. My friend is texting me and it just covered up his face. Hold on. This motherfucker. Okay. Yeah, no.
What's been going on, man? What I do this week?
What's going on this week? Nothing. Work Thursday, Saturday. The next week's my last week at my job because, I'm not dealing with workplace harassment because I already dealt with that before. So I put in my 2 weeks last week. And now I don't care. Because by the time I graduate, I won't have a job and I get to go home to my home state. So.
Smart man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
I
about
can't
my
do that no more.
Yeah.
What's up, though? So I tried to play Escapist, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I loaded it up and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, so I cut it off. Otherwise, I would have dove into it.
Yeah, no, we got to play that together. So my sister, she actually got it too. So
I'm gonna keep it on the Switch. I'm gonna keep it there. I'm gonna just have it there just to play. But I've been playing that survivalist shit, bro. I like that. It's like knockoff Minecraft without the mine.
Knock off Minecraft without the mine. That's crazy.
Just craft.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's dungeons and shit, there's little puzzles and everything, but like, you just run around with fucking monkeys. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
wild, bro.
hey,
Kind of wild.
sounds like it.
Yeah, and police brutality is constant.
What you trying to say, Drake?
No, that's literally escapist, bro. If you look at somebody wrong in the shower, you're getting beat.
Yeah, that sounds like prison.
Definitely prison.
I recommend you don't do that. You guys probably shouldn't go there.
Yeah,
I definitely
I've heard stories.
facts.
And my dad's brother has been in prison as far as I can remember. So yeah, that's another reason why I don't know a lot of my freaking biological family. They're in prison, they do drugs, or just were terrible people. So I don't know them at all. So
Jesus,
yeah,
brother, you need a village for real.
yeah, I'm saying. Uh, yeah. Also, I have to give a quick shout out again to my friend Danae, since she's working on the group profile pictures, because we lost the last episode, so no one got to hear that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, do you guys know any new games coming out? Y'all know anything dropping?
Not currently, no. I play a lot of older stuff. Well, no, not really. I play BO3, Minecraft, Apex, Halo, Titanfall 2. That's pretty much it, to be honest.
Dude, I'm waiting.
Halo what?
Ooh,
Which Halo you playing?
Infinite.
Infinite? Okay.
me myself, I've just been playing old indie games and stuff that used to be on Newgrounds, like Battle Block Theater and Castle Crashers. But as far as
Castle Crashers.
yeah,
I used to love Castle Crashers.
Bruh, I played that back when I had an Xbox.
Same.
but yeah. Other than that, I'm waiting to
I
see
still
what
have
Ed.
an Xbox,
Yeah,
but I play on PC.
yeah. Jet Set Radio needs to come back first and foremost,
Jet
and
Set Radio Future, boy. Let's go.
and then second of all, I'm waiting for to see what Ed Boon is cooking up, because this dude made two trailers, and everyone thinks it's the next Mortal Kombat. They think it's 12, but he put a clock to where it skips 12, and it just starts at 1. So I'm thinking he's either going to remake 1, or he's just going to not make a 12th Mortal Kombat, or he's not even making Mortal Kombat.
I'm pretty sure he's remaking one.
Yeah, he's got to be.
They need to make another motherfucking Shaolin Monks, boy.
Yeah, he was actually polling people. He's like, if you guys wanted to see a remake, what would you see? Everyone said Shaolin Monks.
That'd be lit.
Dude, imagine. Oh my god, that would be wicked. Ah, I'm
I see
imagining.
he's old, so like what y'all call old games is like, what the fuck? That's an old game to you, bro? Like Castle Crashers felt new. But I keep
Yeah,
forgetting it's not '07 anymore.
yeah. Shoot,
Damn.
Alien Dominated too. Oh my god.
Oh man, I'm gonna get you demonetized. Let me stop cussing, bro.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll figure out something. It's my channel anyway, so you know. Okay.
Man, I'm finna go watch this fucking basketball game. I just say I'm gonna stop cussing.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, didn't he just say he was gonna stop cussing?
I need to go watch this basketball game, man.
I'm trying to think. There was something important I had, and I'm trying to remember. But if you guys can come up with anything to talk about, go ahead.
Yo, if you have any questions for me that you want to ask, feel free. Also,
How long you been streaming?
okay, so I've been streaming for about 2 years now.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
What was your
About
favorite? I'm just gonna interview you now. You ready for that?
Yeah, I'm down with that. That's what I was expecting. Honestly, I was waiting for that.
I bet. Let's do it, man. So
Let's do
so how'd you come up with your name?
Okay, so before I started my YouTube channel, back in 2019, my friends had, well, this guy's not my best friend. He lives all the way in Florida. I've never met him a day in my life, like physically, but I have his number and everything. I know what he looks like. But at the time, I didn't know him. But my friends who live here had a clan that they were working on for Fortnite. So I was kind of inducted into the clan without going through the recruitment process or whatever. And so the clan name was Storm. So it was Storm Uggs, Flickies, and sidetrats. So I had to come up with a name for myself. So I just came up with physics. And the nature of the clan is you kind of spell your name wrong. So I spelled my name as Pysixs, and that's kind of the origin of the name. The clan disbanded a long time ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. Because
Okay.
just nobody really played anymore. But at its peak, it had like 10 members. So like we had a party of 10 on Xbox at like pretty much every day.
Goddamn.
Yeah, but then that kind of carried over. August of 2020, I started my YouTube channel, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep the name. Mine's the Storm name. I'm just gonna put physics,
Uh-oh.
and thus my channel was born. So
Okay. So that's a dope ass fucking way to spell physics. And I like the name physics.
true, it's pretty cool.
What would you say is your favorite game all time?
Favorite game of all time. Of all time, probably Titanfall 2. It's like an underrated. It's such an amazing game. It's so underrated,
Bro,
but it's just a great game overall.
Sorry, I'm fidgeting with my camera. Ignore me.
Yeah, but
I
that's
can
probably my
respect it. I
favorite
can
game.
respect it. Did you play? What's your favorite genre? Let's go there.
My favorite genre of game, FPS games, for sure. I'm an FPS nerd. I love FPS games.
I mean, who doesn't? Oh god, the camera. Yeah, no, I'm not sure if it's my connection, your connection, what's going on.
I'm not sure, honestly. But yeah, FPS games is my favorite genre. Or FPS, first person
It's probably
shooters.
mine. FPS. Okay. It's probably my connection because I have like 1 bar of service and I'm in the middle of no fucking where. Damn it. I'm gonna disconnect. Dragon, you got to take over.
Oh god. Put me on the spot.
You know the man asked the right question.
Dude, I'm about to be asking every.
Go for it, dude.
All right. So, as you
I
know,
just want to see
my
the
boy
music.
here, well, R.I.P. Kojak, he'll probably be back later. My boy here, he works out a lot. So, people wondering why, oh, physics is gone. He's not gone. He's just putting in the work because we're both about to be graduating. And this crap sucks. So,
Exactly.
tell us about your workout routine.
I always have at least 1 or 2 days where I do legs, and it's pretty much just push day, pull day. You know what I mean? It's pretty much that. I mean, there are some days where I'll do like whatever I want to do, but 90% of the time I try and target. Like if I do like I don't know, we'll say chest and try one day, I'll do like back and buys another day. You know what I'm saying? Like I try and target everything as best I can, like legs and shoulders. Sometimes I do that. It really just depends, to be honest. But push day, pull day for the most part, I try and stick by.
Enough. Trying to think because I had some good questions, but now it's just gone. As far as streaming goes, what do you think your future plans are? Because I know you said you like FPS stuff, but like, do you think there's ever going to be another game that you're going to get into, like Hyperscape, or do you think it's not going to happen?
I don't know if another game like Hyperscape will ever exist again, to be honest. That's like my honest feeling on it. I don't think a game like that will ever exist again. But right now, I'm thinking about shifting to Halo Infinite, because I do love Halo. I've grown up on Halo. Halo's been out for 20 years, and I'm only 18. But I've played every Halo game. And I love Halo. Truly, it's super
It
fun.
is true.
But yeah, so I that's pretty much the plan right now. I haven't streamed in a few days, but I'm gonna pick it back up here real soon.
You know, for me, Infinite, I just couldn't get into because I knew the online wasn't free originally, and it was pretty good. But then by the time I was able to get it, it went pretty bad, and I played it myself, and I just thought it was mediocre. So I just kind of dropped it immediately. So that's just my
Well,
standpoint.
yeah, there's a lot of new stuff now. Like if you came back and played now, it's pretty fun in my opinion. Season 4 comes out in like what, a month ish. So I'm looking forward to it. It's getting there. It's honestly a lot of fun now.
What is this, Apex?
Halo. We're talking about Infinite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't
But in
play
terms of
neither one.
other plans, I haven't uploaded on YouTube in about 3 months. But there's a reason for that. So, um, I'm currently in the process of working on a storyline for the channel. I won't spoil too much because it's still like in the, I guess you would say, storyboarding phase, or like the concept or planning phase right now. But the idea for it is there overall. Am I able to screen share? I can, right?
Yeah, you're able to.
All right, cool. I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me just pull this up.
I gotta stop playing with this ladder.
It's gonna burn the house down.
Dude, I got 5 more.
Why?
I don't know. They're just nice.
You don't need smoke, bro. What you doing?
We may never know. All right, so if you take a look at this, so this right here is my channel.
Oh boy. Turn on.
This is the most recent thing I made. These two things right here, this logo and this new banner right here. The whole idea behind this is, Hyperscape Era was chapter 1, right? And for the channel overall, and like the developing story, which you'd argue like, yo, what developing story? But I've been thinking about this for a while. Like I've always wanted to tell a story on YouTube. So I think the idea that I'm going for here is gonna be really cool. But I've been doing videos for 2 years. My first video right here, and as you come up, you'll see Hyperscape ended around here, basically after this video right here, pretty much. I did a day in the life video and then dropped a trailer for my last ever gameplay. Then the gameplay is right here, but that came out months and months after the game shut down.
Yeah, I was
Obviously,
gonna say the game.
big gap. Yeah, there's a big gap between this video and this video and this video and this video. You know what I mean? There's about 3-month gap between these two, and the gameplay was supposed to drop the next day after the trailer. So hence the video title "Did I Quit?" But right now I'm in the process of like storyboarding the second chapter. So the idea here is like, it's like a power struggle basically. So like someone or something is trying to take my channel over, and I want to like incorporate the viewer into it, like, you know what I mean? So it's pretty interesting. So I'm trying not to spoil too much story wise here, but
You should look into
concept.
the Toonami takeover of Cartoon Network.
Okay.
I'm so serious. Like, back in the late '90s, early 2000s, right?
Right.
Before Toonami became the Toonami that you guys know, Toonami was all about Dragon Ball and animes and shit like that. And the dude in space, his ship got taken over by a new host for Toonami. So that's what was going on. Like all the shows were starting to change and everything like that. But what was happening was he was being taken over. So Dragon Ball, Cowboy Bebop, fucking things like that were all being taken over and replaced with new shows. And it was a pretty lit way to introduce new shows to us.
Right.
Just something
Yeah,
y'all could
that's kind of the idea I'm going for here. Like, I'll give you a little more insight into it. Like, the idea here is like there will be videos that are like bigger projects. You know what I mean? Like more cinematic style videos. But then there will be regular gameplays, like I've been normally doing. But I want the story to develop in a subtle way. You know what I mean? In a subtle, and then when the big like cinematic videos drop, then those will be like those will be your main form of storytelling. But I want there to be subtle storytelling as well. So like the colors in the background, like I plan on getting like floodlights and stuff like that in the back, and like physics.
Floodlight? Goddamn.
Yeah, like something like that. You know what I mean? Like little mini floodlights to put on the floor or whatever. But the idea here is I want to tell like a I guess kind of an alter ego type story, something like that. So I'm gonna refer to me and physics. You know what I mean? So like just to keep the discrepancy here. So physics, right? I want his main color to be blue, so like light blue, like really light blue, and then whoever's trying to take the channel over, because I'm not gonna reveal that, his color is gonna be purple. So like if you look, I'm gonna share my screen again. If you look, I kind of already have this idea in effect here. If you look, there's light blue over here, like bluish over here, and then purple over here. And then the same in the logo. Blue fades into purple. Chapter 2 is light blue. And then the logo has light blue fading into purple, light blue fading into purple. You know what I mean? So like it's kind of like that's kind of the effect I'm going for, and I want to change it as time goes on. Like as the chapter goes on, I want to like update the banner and the logo, so like you kind of know who's winning and who's not. You know what I mean? And even in the videos, I want the background to change constantly, and for there to be like a developing like little mini story in the background, so you can kind of get an idea of who's winning and who's losing here. You know what I mean? Overall, who's winning and losing control of the channel, and the content will kind of reflect that as well. So that's kind of the idea of going for here. It's really fun because I love telling stories. I'm currently in the process also of writing my own little fictional storyline. It's really complicated. So yeah,
You a filmmaker?
I'm not.
Why?
I don't think that I'll have to
I
start
don't
in
know.
paper.
I don't know. Actually, okay.
I mean,
Well, I do like cinematography and I do love filmmaking too. So I want to like get to that. That's kind of the whole idea here. Also, is like I want to get into filmmaking stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's because I'm a very ambitious person. I like coming up with these type of ideas, and you know things that I can eventually pull off on my channel. So that's kind of the idea here. Is I also want to like get into filmmaking. I've done a few
okay.
like different things. Like here, I'm going to show you. I think this might be the last time me sharing my stream. Don't quote me on that because like if an idea pops in my head and like I need an example, I'm going to use this. But like this, for example, in this video, I have right at the end a teaser for a video that didn't come out, but technically that's what I'm working on. It's like a V2 version of the video because this video was still in concept, but.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when that dropped. Everybody was asking where it was too.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the big idea here is like I'm kind of continuing that whole video idea was the story of physics, and this is basically that, but like I want to continue the story. You know what I mean? So like there was always a teaser. There was basically a teaser for it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like getting more fully fleshed out, and the idea is like resonating in my head a little more. So like I have a better idea of how I want to like kind of execute this whole idea.
Smart. Because you're taking steps. The reason I ask is because you're taking steps that filmmakers do towards making whatever project they're gonna make, right?
Yeah.
I'm a filmmaker, I'm an actor, director, producer and shit. So, you know, listening to like people don't usually know the word storyboard. That's like a key word. You know what I'm saying? There's certain words that people don't use on the I don't want to say civilian side, like I'm in the military or something, but on the outside, people usually don't use those type of words. So that's what made me ask you.
Right.
If you're in the Carolinas, like you know, I get most of my work from Tennessee and the Carolinas. I don't know how that works out because I'm in Atlanta, so I don't know how that works out. But bro, if your idea works, you got people out there that'll help you for real.
Yep.
You gotta really be down to like give resources and throw their cameras your way so you can be like, all right, bet.
Yeah, that's also the hope. Is like I want this to kind of evolve into something big. You know what I mean? Because like I said, or I like to think I'm an amazing storyteller. I would totally be down to like explain part of my fictional storyline that I'm working on. If y'all are down for that, and if we have the time, but yeah, like I'd like to think I'm a pretty decent storyteller. Which I mean, if I explain the story to you, I'll try and keep it as brief as possible. But you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. But yeah, like this is a little passion project that I'm gonna start working on soon. I have music for it already for like the trailer, and I also have like a script for it that I'm working on as well, and I'm also typing out the whole storyline. Still kind of in my head, but once I kind of get like a solid idea, I start typing it out on my computer as like the general whole storyline. So
Bro said he's not even a film student. Like, bro, come on.
Right. Like I'm my bad. I know my mic just switched. I'm gonna go into the house to feed the girls. Nicole, if it sound crazy, let me know.
It sounds a little crazy, but not too bad.
a little
Also,
choppy, but we're good. I think you're good.
yeah, just as a quick heads up for
Oh, it's because
everyone.
I got these.
Sorry. Yeah, quick
Go
heads
ahead.
up. This footage about to be freaking wild because it's gonna be a lot of my camera moving without me touching it, and then having to move it, and then like physics camera just going in and out, blurry, not blurry.
Oh, annoying.
The
I don't know why.
aspect ratio is about to be super odd because I had to turn on do not disturb on my Discord. And this is like on my computer, but it's also connected to my phone. So I think it's using the phone layout. So everything on this is about to be like the weirdest episode to edit ever on my channel. I don't know what you're gonna do, but I'll send it to you. But
Okay.
other than that, that's about it. And make no mistake, YouTube, we will be getting a workout video because me and Physics are going to meet up when I'm back in North Carolina because me and him used to go to school together, and why not? So,
Oh,
I was finna say, who working out? Because, my daughter knows I'm home. I'm finna get yelled at.
gotta say, Physics keeps up with working out better than I do. Me, I try working out whenever I do work out. I used to work out for months straight. During COVID, it was all working out nonstop, and I have not gained like nothing at all. I'm still barely 100 pounds.
I've gained a little bit.
You know, this crap's insane.
Yeah, I've gained like a little bit. So
I barely weigh 115 pounds. That crap's wild
dude,
to me.
I used to weigh 133. I'm only 136. Like that shows you I barely gained anything.
Yeah,
And that's from like eating as much as I possibly can and all this other stuff and working out, the usual. So
yeah.
but yeah.
But yeah.
But yo,
Well,
if you want to hear the storyline, I'm totally down to explain.
I'll wait for Kojak to come back because I already know he's gonna have better insight than I will because I'm ADHD as hell.
Probably.
So,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think because I know in North Carolina, I think on the 12th or the 11th, I'm trying to go. So I'm inviting my girlfriend because you already know her. You know who she is. I'm not saying her name here, so that way people don't know.
I got you.
So, um, so yeah, it's gonna be them, my brothers, and a bunch of my other friends. So I was wondering if you would want to come to that too.
Yeah, for sure.
We're all just gonna meet up at a hibachi place and get hella food. So,
If I can make it, I totally will.
and this summer, I'm going to see a lot of concerts live. So I need to work on getting a new camera that can shoot better, and also, yeah, so that way people can actually see what I experience because people are like, "Ooh, I want to see more about that. I want to see more about that." So I think that's kind of like what my stuff is more of the film oriented people because like your people were Hyperscape and I mean you're kind of a film person too. So like you know what kind of community you're building. Me, it's just
Yeah.
like mine's always been a toss up because mine just now is getting content and people are like, the podcast is cool and all, but we want to see like actual film stuff or you doing stuff because not just that, I'm also really good at cooking. So a lot of people want to see me like cook and do different recipes. So yeah, that's
Cooking with
cooking with dragon. Shoot.
cooking the dragon. Cooking the dragon.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And this mask will not come off on this freaking podcast episode. For the people at home watching that, it's not happening.
Fair enough. You heard it here, folks. He's not doing it.
Because I've done it on Twitch. That was years ago. I look a lot different now, so sucks to be you if you weren't there.
Makes sense, bro. Makes sense.
But yeah. Kojak's probably gonna come back once he's done dealing with his family, which you gotta respect it, man. Like works, go home, take care of his family, and then commits to this. So
It's a W, man.
I'll wait for him to come back so he can start asking you more about like your channel stuff because I don't want to like get like rob him of that opportunity because I know he likes hearing film projects because me I have an entire book written of film projects but this is all stuff for like actual movies not stuff on my channel. Maybe I should adapt it but like if I
That's where it starts. That's where it starts, though.
yeah if I do stuff like that I'm probably gonna start making skits. Welcome back, Kojak.
What's going on?
Yeah. So I gotta go daddy mode. I came home and she cutting up, so I gotta go daddy mode.
Oh snap.
I'm calm now, but I gotta go whoop some ass, bro. So,
Fair enough.
physics, it was nice meeting you, bro. You'll probably end up on streaming with us at some point because yeah, you hear it, right? We're gonna end up streaming at some point together.
Sure.
Because we out here. Dragon knows what it is. I'm rarely on the internet anymore because I'm trying to make this film career thing happen, but I am working hard to try and make sure I create more content because I've been lacking, boy. I've been lacking. So
Keep it up, bro. That's all I can say.
for sure.
No doubt. Well, I'm these shows and stuff taking over my life because I got to memorize these scripts, but I'd much rather do that than make YouTube videos. This is so much more fun. I'm not gonna
True. That it is.
lie. Dragon, I hit you up later, Brody. Take it easy.
You too,
Thanks,
man.
Jack.
Well, never mind. So let's ask about it since he's not going to be here. Since he's got a family, so not gonna hold him to it.
Yeah. All right. So, what other
So
questions you got for me?
you may dive in depth to what you have planned. I'm gonna go grab a bottle of water. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, for those of you on the YouTube channel, I have my chapter 2 idea for my channel coming soon, which you already heard, hopefully, in the earlier segment or whatever. I don't know how this is going to get edited, but you may have already heard me say it. But for those of you who didn't, working on some really cool story stuff overall. To Dragon, who's editing this, a link in the description will be great. But I'm working on a lot of cool stuff, so if you guys want to see that, so a sub would definitely help. So you'll of course you'll get notified when all this stuff comes out. Yeah. Let's see. So Dragon, do you want to hear about the storyline?
Yes.
Okay. So this is different from like the channel thing that I was talking about. This is different from the film thing, basically. This is just something I'm writing in a book. But pretty much, the first the storyline as a whole is called the 74th, and that basically means the 74th dimension is what this is all about. So there are 4 stories every season that kind of drive the whole story. You know what I mean? So there's like 4 small stories that drive the big story. You know what I mean? And like you follow the small stories and what happens with them, the characters, and all that other stuff. But that ultimately contributes and drives the big story that I'm telling here. So the first story we have is Lost World. It's about 2 brothers whose planet gets blown up, and they're sent to Earth, not knowing if their parents are dead or not. There's Time Slip, which is about a girl who is born during a very, very, very catastrophic event known as a time slip. Basically, it's like this giant crystal ball that spawns in the air, taking the life force from the energy from the area around it, and it like just forms and has a lot of radiation. And if you pretty much can kill you, you know what I mean? Like you're not supposed to be able to survive this, but of course, for plot armor reason, and because I have to make a story, she survives. So that's that, and I'll get more in depth into this stuff later. My third story is Doctor Doom. No correlation to Marvel here, y'all. Just keep that in mind. 5th grade me came up with the name, and I'm kind of sticking with it. So it could change, subject to change, but for now, it's gonna be Doctor Doom. That story has me in it. I'm like basically the Tony Stark of this universe, I guess you would say, such and such. So, and all that also has a big story implication in and of itself. So we'll get into that later. And the final story is called Ruin. This one is about a young girl who is born during a Temur War, which is what I'm calling it, a Temur War or Temur War. I'm not sure how you say it, but she's born during this event. Basically, it's like beast men come and attack her kingdom. Her parents send her off with their best knight, to their underground kingdom or the little backup Fallout kingdom or whatever. And basically she grows up and her whole objective is just to go find her parents and see if they're alive or not. So that's that. Let's see. So for season 1, my stories are Lost World, Doctor Doom, Time Slip, Ruin, and then of course there will be a season finale called The Lost World Final Stand. So also subject to change, like that name is probably not final, but I'm gonna use it for now. So yeah, that's the season finale. And every season I like to bring in a new story. So that means one story has to go. So for season 2, Doctor Doom and my story overall will be done after 1 season and 2 books. That's it. So there will be Doctor Doom 1 and 2. That's it. And then that kind of story will be done, I guess you would say. And then we go on to season 2, and the story replacing it is called Forgotten. And that story is pretty interesting in and of itself. So, getting on with. Oh, first of all, you have any questions?
Yes, but also I'm writing something down and also chugging this workout crap. But yeah, because at the 32-minute mark, my mask slid off my face. I didn't even notice. But the question is, is
Power of editing.
yes, that's what's gonna happen there. So
Yeah.
what is like the whole like? Do you have like an end goal in sight for this for like the characters, like the villain? Because like here's the thing: to construct a story, usually knowing what causes the main issue is the problem. Is like figuring
Yeah,
out how you're going to create the story because that builds your universe basically is what the characters have, what they've been through, what they've experienced.
right. Yeah, there is an overarching like. When I said overarching story, I meant like an overarching story. Like there's a story behind these stories. You know what I mean? Like the 74th is a dimension, right? So this is dimensional storyline basically. So different characters from different dimensions, but everything takes place pretty much in the 74th dimension. And so but there's a story even behind that. Like the 74th is like the story below the story. You know what I mean? It's the story we're following in the main focus of this. Like the story, our main focus is the 74th. And then the smaller stories are like what drive the overarching story. So it's like when I say we're focusing on the 74th, that means we're focusing on all the stories that drive the story. But behind the 74th there's another story unfolding, you know what I mean? So um there is an end goal here. So one of my characters from Time Slip, her ultimate goal or what she'll end up doing is defeating a god. And this god is about 10 years old in human years, but about 1,000 years old in like, their whatever. So her ultimate goal is to defeat this god, and she does eventually do that. Now you may be wondering, well, why is she just gonna go fight a god? It's not for no reason. It's not for like power or anything. She's not like her motive isn't power, but her motive is to bring peace to the different dimensions that are out here. So the whole premise or big story behind the 74th is that there's a young god that's kind of wreaking havoc on different dimensions. Like he's messing up timeline stuff and messing with the people in these different dimensions and these beings when he's not supposed to be. His job as a god is to make sure that these dimensions are protected and um the people that live in these that stay in these dimensions are taken care of and all this other stuff. But he's not doing that. He is instead kind of like using it for his own entertainment. But for some reason the elder gods aren't stopping him. So that could mean that they have other motives and other intentions to themselves. So that's kind of the idea here. And she ultimately will destroy this young god. But then after that, it begs the question of, that's kind of where the story ends. But then it begs the question of, well, there's still elder gods and they didn't do anything. So will she eventually go fight them? It just opens up. It's really an open-ended kind of ending because it leaves a lot of questions. Like when it's over, you're still going to have questions. Like all your questions won't be answered because it's still that one underlying question of, well, what about the elder gods? They didn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't stop them, so what's their motives? What's their intention? And how does that story kind of progress from here? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where that goes. And that story does get told too. Still concept. Like all this is really still concept. But for what I'm calling, I guess you would say, act or chapter 1 of the 74th, I have about 8 seasons in my head. 4 of them I pretty much know, or 2 of them I know definitively. The other 2 I know concept, but it's pretty in-depth concept. And then after that, it's all concept. But overall, I like what I have so far. So I'm just going to continue to build on it story by story. So that's kind of the whole idea here.
Fair enough. So, like, how are you going to go about, like, the different seasons, though? Like, how fast do you think you're going to get those done or try to make those?
Right. Okay. So really, it just depends on how many stories are in that season. Like for example, for season 1, the Lost World, which is just one story in the big storyline, there will be 4 smaller stories every season.
Yeah.
And so the Lost World is getting 5 or 6 stories. So we're gonna get the Lost World 1, 2, 3, 4, Origins, and Into the Future, which might be subject to change for now. Because, and the reason those titles are there because I had originally written 5 of these books already, but it went under a different name, and like as I've kind of fleshed the storyline out more, I've decided that I want to change the name and just kind of like flesh the overall story out more for the first season. So that's kind of what I'm in the process of now. I'm in the process of writing the Lost World 1, so it's basically a rewrite of what the original name was, which was Jordan the Ninja Kid. Also came up with that in 5th grade. Viewers, want to let y'all know. But it's kind of a rewrite of that story basically, with some added stuff as well. So
Yeah, it's definitely a process. Yeah, don't mind my webcam, people. I'm just off screen because I need to breathe. I usually can wear my mask for about up to like 5 hours straight, but it is hot in this room while the whole entire house is cold, which makes no sense to me. But yeah, no, I definitely have. I know the struggles of running, like, because I have a lot of like pre-writing done for these film projects I want to do, but the problem is like the matter of going about filming them, pitching the idea,
yeah,
making sure the writing's okay, make sure the characters are good. Because
true, true.
I don't like saying any of the names because like as I said, like the first episode, there was a whole dude that tried to copyright me when none of it was his stuff, and freaking. So I'm sitting here like I'm just not going to say the names of my film projects, so that way people can't take the name and claim it was theirs when it was never theirs. And
Right.
plus, we also have a record right here, so if people ever try to reverse it on us, it's not going to work because we have the hard copies of the recording. So it's just like take our name, take our stuff, our ideas, you're screwed. But
Pretty much.
because like I meet a lot of actors, I love meeting actors because I like to get their insights on how they played different characters, what it was like meeting the writers and the directors, because like that gives huge insights to adapting your own stuff, the mistakes, what not to do, the do's and don'ts of making something good, making sure it makes sense, making sure it's all foolproof. So I'd say like as long as you got that going for you, then you're set on that.
True.
So my only recommendation is like know who's gonna be doing what and how you're gonna portray them. That's all I have to say. But other than that, one more question I have for this is that since you said it's overarching story, bro, I can't speak today. I am sick out of my mind, but it happens, and we're still recording. I got to.
True.
I need to reach episode 10 before I graduate, at least.
Right,
So,
right.
like, because you said you're working on music, right? So like what kind of differences in music? Like, what's the main genre you think you might like be using for music wise for like the soundtrack, the score, yada yada yada.
Probably a lot of orchestral stuff. Is this regarding like the channel story I was talking about?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. For that, probably a lot of orchestral music, and stuff. Something along those lines, like a lot of like band and symphonic music, because it kind of like gives the tone that I want. You know what I mean? Also building some hype.
yeah,
So a lot of like trailer style music, I think I'm gonna be using. I think it'd be cool. But really just depends on like the scene and like what's happening in the video or the story overall. So that'll kind of shape the soundtrack.
definitely makes sense. Yeah, it's me.
Another thing I'm looking to get into is Blender, and then I want to get an animation going. So
Ooh,
like I want to
yeah,
make an
no,
animation
I,
story as well.
me
I've been like
too.
toying around with the idea of making that physics chapter too. Like I kind of want that to be it. You know what I mean? Like we take
Yeah,
it from real life to that. You know what I mean?
that's fair. Yeah, because me, dude, I do not have the patience to animate or learn animating on Blender because I'm ADHD as hell. I always have stuff to do, and it's just like if I forget one thing, I'm forgetting another. And if I commit to something, it's got to be written out, and it's got to be real, or I have to hire somebody to help me animate it. So, because that is dedication. So people should definitely start looking into this stuff because they don't even realize because if you do get into Blender, it's definitely a commitment.
That is true. That it
But
is.
I have friends that do 3D animating, and bro, and I also learned how to do stop motion and 3D animating in my film class as a film student. I just can't do it, dude. It's too many shots, too long. I feel like I never get enough time on it. But that's just me. But
Right.
props to you,
I
man.
feel like it can be pretty rewarding, to be honest.
The payoff is
That's
always
kind of
worth
the work I want to do it. But yeah. But yeah, those are my plans pretty much. And also just getting rich overall. Like that's really the goal I'm on, the path I'm on as well.
Yeah, no, the end goal for us is always to get money, because shoot. Because one, I get to prove everyone wrong that said I wouldn't make it to the point I want to be.
True. Bro, that's what I'm saying.
And then the second point is I get to have money and potentially give somebody another future I never got to have when I was growing up, because my life was tough. Like, that's why I never spoke when I went to school, because I remember that was when all the divorce stuff was happening between my mom and my dad.
Right.
Because I still remember, like, in Miss Cepeda's class, you coming to be like, "Yo, Aaron, what's this? How do you beat this level on this?" and I'd be like, "This, this, and this." But that's like the only time I ever spoke, because people talked about certain stuff. But
I was the same way, bro, and I'm kind of like that now, to be honest.
yeah,
So
no,
I know how that feels, bro. I really do.
yeah, no. I've learned to keep to myself, and especially here, because it's really tough to trust people with certain things, because you don't know what they're gonna do. I've made mistakes. I've trusted some wrong people. Nothing like bad to like an illegal point, but like there's great ideas I've had that I've lost to these people. But it's whatever, because I still have all these other ones, because those were minor ideas. But even then, I can always come back from it. Like, it's never something that's a huge struggle.
Right.
Which is why I
Yeah.
keep everything I have written in a journal, so that way it can't ever be stolen. Because people can't access information if there's no way to access it but yourself.
True.
So
But yeah, so that's my big plan.
I mean, we don't got Kojak here, so there's no off to bounce off of me, because like, unless people are asking me questions, which it doesn't really happen, because like me, I'm not sure what to tell people or what they want to hear, because like it's kind of weird if I'm not being asked a question about something. But let's think it's just something. Oh yeah, so like if you do end up like going the animation route, like, so you're just gonna do all? Are you gonna like do all of it on there, or is it gonna be like on and off of real or animated?
I'm thinking on and off, but I think animation to start with, and I think on and off eventually. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. Good. Question for you though.
Go for it.
Are you dating anyone? Because everyone likes to hear about me and how it's going with Dez. But what about you? How's your life going? Like, anything in that regard?
Relationship wise, currently no. Your boy is single. Been single for about 9 months now, and 9 months ago when I got broken up with, that kind of sparked this whole go to the gym, get rich. You know what I mean? Like just become a better you.
Yeah.
Because you're getting older. Kind of just sparked this whole journey and idea. So that's pretty much it.
Definitely a good way of looking at it, because a lot of people, like, they go through one heartbreak, they're like, that's it. I'm like, dude, you just can't do that.
I'm saying,
Because I remember
be like,
about 2 summers ago, one of my brothers got broken up with. Crap hit the fan for him. I encouraged him to keep going, and now, like, his career, it's gone up a little bit. Like, he's getting more attention, stuff he's doing, so he's just pursuing his dreams right now, and I'm proud of him. So,
yeah,
because for some reason, I've only ever been in one relationship. Even before then, people were coming to me with relationship like problems, and like, dude, how do I fix this? So I just gave him advice, because I've always been good at this kind of stuff, figuring stuff out, and I've always known, because like watching what my mom and dad did, and since they were in a really toxic relationship before they split up, like, it just kind of helped me figure out the do's and don'ts, this different stuff, especially since I'm studying to like become a psychiatrist and stuff. But not just that, I've taken tons of sociology classes, tons of psychology classes, so that way I know what I'm talking about. So when I do this stuff, like, it's usually people I know that need it. I'm not just going around and be like, hey, do this instead. Like, no, it's if people actually genuinely need help, I'll sit down and talk to them, help them, because I know how tough it can be and the outcomes of everyone's different like mental state. So it's always good to take care of yourself and make sure by the end of the day you're doing all right. So
True. I agree with that. But yeah, I just want to make sure that I like, build the life that I want to build. You know what I mean?
yeah, no,
Like really, that's the ultimate goal.
that's definitely something to always keep in mind because things can always be lost in interpretation. I've learned that. That is something that is always the major hurdle is that people see a vision, but they don't understand where you want to go with it. They don't understand what you want to build your career out of, or they don't understand how things they do could ruin your career. Because, like as I said, we live in this generation, dude. People are easily hurt,
True that they are.
and like that's why I love Dave Chappelle. He's one of my huge inspirations, and my family thinks I could probably have like a mildly good stand-up career because I've always been like bouncing off stuff. I've always been good at comedy and filming and all this other stuff. So like, if you wanted, you just have like so many options. I'm like, that's true because like me, even if like I want to go to college, but the problem is that there's really no way for me to get into college without me being in debt unless I join the army. So it's either I go military, join college, or I don't join the military and find a way to just work that out basically. And in that time, I've learned and realized it's all about balance because debt or not, if it pays off, I can always just find a way to work out my career and pay off the debt. If I do go army, I can get any experience I want, becoming a psychiatrist, getting acting classes, yada yada yada, and I can just do anything because they'll cover it. So as I said, at the end of the day, it's not how rich you are, how like what kind of job you have. It's how you balance your own life, the decisions you make, and what you do to get to your end goal. Because at the end of the day, it's all up to you. Like no one's going to come out to me and hand me like a degree and be like, "This is what you're doing. This is what you want." Because I mean, like Des, she's pushed for stuff in her life. She wants to become a lawyer, and she already knows that after high school she's going straight to college. So I'll be visiting her like during different like holidays. So
Right.
like because I don't even have my whole life figured out yet. So this is my advice to people: is like
Nor do I.
yeah, you don't have to figure it out. Figure it out as you go, or if you want to figure it out now, well, good luck to you. But
Yeah.
it's
But like really, I just tell people like always make sure you have a goal. Like if you have a goal, just give yourself some direction, in a positive direction, of course, nothing negative. Give yourself a positive direction to and something to work towards, and life will pretty much figure itself out.
yeah,
You'll find your passion and stuff along the way.
that's definitely true because when like because I thought my life was like just terrible when my family started going through a divorce because I didn't know where it was going to go. Didn't even know if I was going to end up in the same state. Hell, I didn't even know I was going to be in a relationship up to now because as far as I was concerned, everybody did not like me. So I was surprised when things worked out, especially when I asked her to start dating me. Things have been going strong for a long time now, which I'm very happy. But that's all because I was smart. It's because I was taking care of myself. I wasn't ever trying to rely on anyone. That's a huge thing. You can rely on people, but don't rely on them to fix your life. That is all you.
Through that takes
Because,
your own effort.
yeah, I can't tell you how many times people are like, dude, please, I need to look. No, it's not happening. You gotta learn. It's like children learning to walk, bro. If you just keep holding their hand and not let them like develop that skill to learn how to walk, they're not going to do it.
True.
So that's just my advice is it's like we said at the beginning, always just look after yourself, have a goal in mind, be careful who you trust, and just be smart. Because as I said, we
Literally.
don't even have our lives figured out, but we know what we want to do.
True.
My sister just keeps texting me and it's popping up on my it's popping up on my laptop screen, but like, did y'all start the episode without me? Dude, that's gonna be a pain to edit out. Whatever. I'll tell her it's fine.
What is she gonna join?
No, she wanted to be a part of this episode, but I told her by the time she'd be back from work, we would have already started. But here's the problem: her contact name is her real name, and she doesn't like people knowing her real name.
Wow.
So I gotta find a way to change that for her. I just gotta turn on Do Not Disturb when I record because It's a pain to edit. But regardless, back to what I was saying. That's how ADHD I am. Like, I'll just laugh at stupid things. But
It happened, bro.
as I said, you don't gotta have your life figured out 100%. Because, like, I mean, okay, another inspiration of mine, Danny Trejo. Dude was in prison. He didn't reach success until he was like 40. Like, he
Right.
got into acting. He was out of prison. Yada yada yada. But this dude's like the nicest dude on the planet. And freaking literally, that should be like, even Arnold talked about this, like how he was one of the world's most famous bodybuilders,
Hmm.
and they barely let him to acting because during the time of his acting, like the 70s, 80s, there hadn't been no one shredded like that, like no one as big as him. So they're all like, "We
Right.
don't want you for this role because, like, dude, that muscle. What are we gonna do with that?" But then he got huge careers, made stuff out of it. He wanted to switch over to comedy, but a lot of comedy directors were like, "Nah." But even in the end, he ended up going to different directors that accepted him, or he directed stuff himself, and it worked out well for him. And now he has a giant career. So it's proof enough, people, that
Awesome.
if you know what you want to do and you chase it and you go about it correctly, you can do it.
True. The hardest thing
Also,
in this world to conquer is your mind.
yep.
And after you conquer that, you're pretty much good.
But yeah, that should be proof enough. But I will say there are some updates coming to the channel. Nothing huge, but we got the group Discord set up. So if there's anybody that watches us wants to join that, boom, that's there. And I'm going to try and invite all my friends I plan to do this podcast or other guests with to it eventually. So that way, if I ever just be like, hey, I need a guest, someone can join in if they want to, or we can have multiple guests at once, because that'd be fun. And I'm going to start putting these out on Spotify, and Kojak has convinced me since the last episode to set up a group TikTok so we can start promoting it. So if you guys like what you see on TikTok, you guys like what you see on here, follow us on either or. Just let us know what you guys want to ask about. Hell, we might even do an episode where we do a Q&A with the viewers. So that's all I got.
Sounds interesting.
I'll be
Yep, do your thing.
Is there anything you want to promote, drop? Just let them know.
Shoot. Well, whenever he's editing this, I'm sure he'll see it. But if you want to check out my YouTube channel, card somewhere here or link in the description. You want to check out my Twitch, also down there. Go sub, go follow. Plan on being more consistent soon. Got some cool stuff on the way. So if y'all want to see that, just give me a follow. Pretty much all I have to say.
I'm back. And also, one more thing I have to say. If you guys like to see certain guests on here, we could try. If you want to see physics return, you guys better. Just let us know in the comments. Like the video. We'll definitely have him on more because Kojak took a great liking to him. So he's definitely probably going to be asking me when the next episode we do with you again. But in the meantime, we're almost at the 1 hour mark. So I'm not going to do the outro just yet. So a few more things I want to talk about. So, North Carolina. So these are the plans, because I already told you about the last day I'm trying to eat out. It's at a hibachi place. I'm thinking also June 6th, go to an arcade, go to Stop Button, just be there all day.
If I can, but I do have graduation that day, so we'll
I
see.
forgot you and Dez. Dez was telling me how you guys don't even graduate till June. Son of a gun.
We don't.
Oh yeah, no, dude, it's weird. It's weird being in Missouri because their stuff is more quote unquote advanced, which I
Right.
don't get. But we take 7 classes a day, so. But yeah, me and my sister are gonna graduate. I'm the only one going back to North Carolina, so it'll just be me. And then yeah, it's gonna be a lot of catching up with people.
True.
But I think that's all I have. You got anything else you want to add before this video ends?
I do not.
All right, I'll try and get this video to you. Just let me know if you want to edit it, unedited. But the only problem is I got to edit out my sister's name, and I got
Yeah,
to.
I'll take the edited version. I think that'll work.
All right, yeah, and I'll try my best to also remove whatever the hell my friends messaged me because I brought it because it showed some of my personal information, which it probably shouldn't have done that. But this was the episode 7.
Yep.
Yes. Sorry about that, bro. Everybody's walking
No,
up,
you're good.
and specifically my older
You're
sister.
good.
Anyways, as I was saying, crap. Outro. So this was episode 7 of Talking Noise. Yes, sister.
It's me.
I know it's you. What do you want? I'm trying to get to an outro here.
I wanted to say hello
Kojak's not here, so
and goodbye.
bye. Family. Anyone else want to come in before I give the outro? Cool. That's what I thought. Anyways, this was episode 7. Physics, thank you for joining us. Definitely go like and sub to him as well. He's going to be putting this up on his channel. I'm sorry for the crap footage, but I tried. But hey.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And we definitely look forward to having you in the future. But you're on our server now, so we'll let you know if anything goes down. I'll try to get Kojak to be more active, yada, yada, yada. All and above, because my next guest I hope to have on here, his name's Kaioken SSB. For people that don't know, he's a professional Smash Bros. Player, but he doesn't really do tournaments anymore, but he taught me everything I know in that game, so I don't play any tournaments either, because, they're toxic, but this was episode 7, Talking Noise. For real this time. Nobody better come through that door. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Peace. Have fun, YouTube. Bye-bye.
Later, guys.